Hi, this is Andy here at McCorkle Family Farms. We're gonna cook up this nice big picanha for dinner tonight. This is something that we kind of came on to here pretty recently, actually, anyway, and we've only been having these cut for the last several months here anyway. But there's a lot of ways that you can cook these up. The Brazilians really like to cook them, and if you've been to a Brazilian steakhouse, you've probably eaten one. But they're often called the sirloin cap here in the United States anyway. But we're gonna get this thing ready to go tonight anyway. We're gonna open it up. If you'll notice, they've got a pretty thick fat cap on the back of them there anyway. And so the way we're going to do this one tonight is we're going to smoke it whole. A lot of times you'll see them cut into pretty thick kind of steak kind of portions anyway, and then put into a half moon kind of a shape over a kebab kind of a skewer anyway. But we're going to leave it whole and put it on the smoker this evening is what we're going to do. But we're going to go through and we're going to score through this fat cap every inch or so. We're going to do that kind of in a perpendicular pattern. To where it looks kind of like a grid when we're done. And then this is some season that I've made up here, and I use this for a lot of different kind of beef kind of stuff. And a salt and pepper base with, you can see, put whatever else you want in there. I use a lot of time, I'll put some garlic in with it, and some pepper and some things like that, some red pepper and things like that anyway. But just kind of coat it fairly liberally anyway. And flip it over and do the same thing to the other side. Kind of pat it in. Put some on this side too. And then we're just going to let this sit while I go get the smoker ready to go, and let our salt have a chance to work its way in and do its magic there for a little bit anyway. And then we'll be ready to put it on the smoker here in a bit. Up to temperature now, and everything's nice and stabilized, so we're going to put our pecan on the grill here. I generally try and put the bigger end more toward the center where it's a little bit hotter anyway, and that should help it cook a little bit quicker. We're trying to stay between 225 and 250 on our smoker temperature for this, and probably it'll take somewhere in the range of an hour and a half to 2 hours to get us up to where we want to be finishing at this stage anyway, which is probably going to be 115, 120 along in there. And then we'll finish it up by doing a reverse here on the grill after that anyway. We're gonna put this on, get a good sear on both sides of this here real quick. We got up to temp and actually just a little bit higher. I got distracted and got just a little bit higher than what I would have normally liked. It will turn out okay in the end still. Well, we've let our picanha rest here for about 10 minutes now or so anyway. We're gonna make sure and slice it against the grain. If you remember, the grain runs kind of this way, and so we're gonna go across the grain and try and see how we get along here.